Hello, one and all. I am Sripriya. I am here to discuss about chatbot. Now, you might be wondering who is Scarlett. Scarlett is my chatbot. So, chatbot is the current buzzword going around. So, let's discuss what is a chatbot. A computer program designed to obey and execute natural language or other commands. So, think of chatbot like a conversational user interface that can be deployed in any application, and it can be integrated with numerous third party platforms like Facebook, Skype, Slack, etc. So you might have seen in many websites or a pop-up comes and say, how can I help you? So that is a common kind of chatbot where it helps to understand your language and it responds back in natural language where we can understand. So that is a chatbot. Now, why we need a chatbot? Now, think of mobile assistants. There could be people with some eye vision issues. Some people are in a hurry and they want something from their phone. So, for example, if I go to my iPhone and talk to my Siri and say, "Hey Siri, get me the weather report. Hey Siri, can you please do this for me?" So it does it. It does to whatever it is designed for. So chatbots are really helpful. Now, think of in case of customer service representative. A website may need a customer service representative, but a person it's hard to sit 24 hours a day. But at the same time, a chatbot could help us 24 hours a day. It could even act as a talking toy. Now, talking toy could be like for the kids or even for us. We all enjoy talking toys. Now, it could be even used in a calling center. So these are the applications of chatbot. Now, the main three entities in chatbot are the chatbot itself, that is a computer program which can understand natural language and responds back in natural language. A bot master, as the word suggests, it's a master of chatbot, that is a person who creates, develops and maintains the code which helps us to build the chatbot. Then is our client, and it's us, the client, a person who is chatting with the bot. Yay! Now, we know what is a chatbot, but how to build it? What do we use it? So we are going to use AIML, that is Artificial Intelligence Markup Language. Now, what is AIML? AIML is an XML based language that's easy to learn, make it possible for you to begin customizing a bot or creating a bot from scratch. So this could be done in with minutes. So it's really easy, just that we need to know the basic concepts. So the basic unit of AIML are the AIML tag. The AIML tag is the beginning, that is a document, AIML document begins and ends with AIML tag, which is most important. Then as the category tag. Category tag is a unit of knowledge, that is the category tag. Inside the category tag it has the pattern and the template. So it's act as a unit of knowledge in our AIML document. Then as our pattern tag. The pattern tag contains a simple user input that matches what a user may say. That is, a user may say something, a string or a user input. So what the pattern does is it checks all the other pattern and matches with the what the user has said. So it actually a pattern matching happens. Then comes the template. Template is nothing but the output from what we are going to get from the chatbot. So what a chatbot has to respond to a particular input. Now what the output that we get is called as a template, that is the response for a user input. That's nice. Now let's build a chatbot together. So for building that, let's go to the Pandorabots. Now this Pandorabots, it's a platform to build chatbot and we can play with it, we can integrate it and we can do fun stuff with the help of Pandorabot. Now let's go and build a chatbot. Now, before we begin, let me show you my Scarlett. So I'll go to the clubhouse where it get published, and let me go and talk to my Scarlett and say hi. Oh, hi. And say that my name is Priya. Oh, nice to meet you, Priya. That's so nice. So my Scarlett can remember my name. That's so good. Now, what can I say? Say chocolate because I like chocolate. Oh, it is asking me, do you like chocolate? That's so curious. It can ask me even questions. Yes, I do. Oh, she is craving for one. Then say I can say random things like this and say a random thing like this. Oh, that's so nice. Say it. I can say connect to you. Oh, hello there, Priya. It still remembers my name. It's connecting to me. That's so nice. I can say my Scarlett to count for me. Say count to 5, maybe. Oh, it gives me the count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's so good. So let's build a bot for ourselves. So now let's say bye to my Scarlett. Bye bye. Oh, until next time, Priya. Oh, nice. Okay. Now let's go to my bots and build something similar to this. Okay, let's do it. Create bot and let's give a name. Let's give maybe Minion. Here we go. Create bot. Yay, we created it. Now, initially, it doesn't have anything. So if I go and say hi, it's gonna say I don't know or something like that. Okay, it says I have no answer for that. That's because we have not defined any pattern related to this input. So let's go into the files and let's create one. So let's start by saying hello world. Let it be my file name and it should be always be hello world.aiml. That's why my type is AIML. Create file. Nice. As I said before, it always is on the base of XML and it should be always, the code should be always inside our AIML tag. Okay, so let's begin with our category. Okay, category. Nice. The category, the unit of knowledge. Yeah. Now let's go and put our pattern. What kind of pattern matching we want to do? Say maybe hi. Then we could do a template that is nothing but what the bot should respond. Hello, dear. That's nice. Save. Yay, it's successfully saved. Let's go and see the train. To train, let's train hi. Ask. Hello, dear. And we could even say hi in capital. Still, we are getting hello, dear. This shows that it's not case sensitive. And maybe hi, would this work? Yes, it is. So the punctuations do work. But the important thing to note here is if I give a punctuation inside my pattern like this is gonna break. This is not gonna render what we want. Here we go. That is because the punctuations are automatically removed. The pattern is automatically removed by the editor. So it's always a good practice to not to put punctuations inside the pattern. So do not put punctuations inside the pattern, and highly recommended practice is always give capital letters inside the pattern. It's just a recommendation, but it's not mandatory. Okay, that's nice. Let's go and save it. And yeah, now let's do something different. Now, say my user is saying something like, hi, dear. So, what could we do about that? Now we have multiple sentences from our user, but it's all starting with hi. So I could use a wildcard called a star, which is acts as a wildcard, like whatever comes after hi give me this response. So it goes here, yeah, and say hello again. Say, uh, hi dear, something, and it say hello again. So it comes inside, does a pattern matching. It shows that the first two strings are hello dear, and it sees a wildcard, so it gives me hello again. Let's check that. It's all good. Let's go and train. And hi dear minion. Sid says hello again. That's so good. So now you know whatever comes after it. Say hi dear love. Still it's gonna give me hello again. So that's nice. Whatever, so it's gonna give me whatever is after that. It's gonna be the same string that's gonna render. That's nice. Now say if you want to say whatever is coming over here and you want to print the exact same thing, how do we do that? We could do that something like this. star slash. Now, whatever the user who is gonna type after the dear would be printed, that is gonna echo it back. So it does something kind of an echo. So let's do a train. Yes, you have to run it first. It ran. Let's do a train. So hi, dear, mm, love, and say ask. So it's gonna say hello again, love. So whatever I gave the word after the string hi dear, it's rendering me back. So the basic functionality, what the star does is echoing back. So what is happening here is an echo. Let me write it for you so that it's easy for you. Yeah. So what's happening here is an echo. So it's easy to remember. So the star does an echo. Okay, that's nice. Now, say we have two patterns, but there's something like who is my father, or something like what do I know about you? Some questions where my minion doesn't know what to answer. So there should be some kind of a response that should be coming back from my chatbot, right? So how do we do that? So let's do it. Let's do a category. Let's do it. Let's create a pattern. And inside the pattern, let's give the wildcard that we just learned the stars. So if none of the pattern matches, that is none of the pattern matches with the user input, it directly goes to this default value. It's important to know it acts as a default value. So we're going to the template, and now in order to hide the fact from the user that we are going to give a default value, we can use something called as a list. That is, each time a user gives a string that the chatbot doesn't know, each time the chatbot has to give a different answer. In that way, we can hide the fact that it is a default value. Yay! Let's do that. So let's go and give random. So it's going to be randomized. So this is the default tag, that is a random. Inside that it takes list. Okay, that's nice. And I could say, I'm sorry, I don't know. Something like that. Or like what? Like I don't understand. I think that's good for this. Yeah. Let's go and save it. That's nice. It ran successfully. Let's go and train it. And let me ask okay, who are you? We have not given anything, any pattern matching for this. So let's go and give here ask. So now it says I don't understand. So let me give some other question. Who I am. It's gonna give still I don't understand, or like maybe I ask again who are you. It should give me a different answer. Let's see. Yeah, So what is your name? Mm, ask. So it's giving us the list that we have defined here over here, like I'm sorry, I don't know, I don't understand. So we can keep training him like something like this. It says I don't understand, and we can say it's saying I am sorry, I don't know. So we the user will not be able to understand it's a default value or not. That's nice. It's going to be randomized. So once you give random, this is not under our control. So whatever is list you have defined here, it gives a random input, so it's not under our control. Okay, that's nice. So we have discussed about basic structure, and we discussed about the wildcard and how to use a wildcard wisely. Okay, now next what we're going to define is, say we wanna echo my name. So I said I can use star to echo my name. So if you want to echo my name, how are you going to do that? So let's do it. So for the simplicity purpose, I'm gonna copy the code what I defined for you guys, what I wrote myself. So let me do that for you. So let's do this. Okay, so that it saves our time and I can explain more about it. Okay, now what I did here is, this is the pattern. My name is, the user gonna is type his name and he's gonna respond the star back. So let's go and try this. My name is Priya, and it's say nice to meet you, Priya. That's nice. Okay, now let's gonna learn something called as the property. Now, what is a property? Property is something that is defined globally. For example, I can go inside my properties and define the age of my minions. I can give here age and give the value. He's so small, right? So I can give here age 3, and that gets defined. So I can see here that age is 3. So whenever I want, I can get the age. So let's go inside the hello world and let's see if it is defined properly. Yeah, I have my age 3, and let's go to the hello world and let's try to get one. So how do we write that? So for that, let's do category. Yeah, and let's define a pattern. Inside the pattern, let me ask, how old are you? So this can be the question from the user that we are expecting. And let's create the template. Inside the template, I'm going to write I am. This is what we have to be really careful about. Okay, I'm going to say bot, that is my bot, and going to say name. This is the name that I gave there as the global variable, which is age. So this is going to give me the age. So that's nice. Okay, so this is going to give me I am 3 years old. Let's check if that's working. Okay, I'm going to ask, so how old are you? Train, how old are you? Let's ask him. I'm 3 years old. That's so sweet because this 3 was defined as the global scope inside my properties age 3, and then we called them inside here. The name is equal to age with the help of this bot tag. So that is how we set the property tag. Now let's check how to check a predicate. Now what do we mean by a predicate? Predicate is the one where it is set by invoking the template tag by a particular pattern. So I'll give you an example of that. So let's say I type, say, um, okay, let's do one thing. I already have here what my name is, this thing. So for instead of like your printing it alone, echoing it alone, let's capture it. So let's do some set to it. So what we could do is we could define a set like this, enclosing the star. So let's do like this. So this is enclosing the star. We are gonna set like this, and we are gonna get the name. So it's like this. Yeah. Yeah. Then inside this, I could say name equals define a name. This would be my predicate variable, which is gonna have my name, and this is gonna be the value. So if I say my name is Priya, the Priya is gonna be set inside my this variable. Now if you want to see what we got back is right, we could do it here. So what we could do is I could ask a question like what is my category or something like that. So let's do that. So category, what is my name? That's nice. And let's write pattern. Oh, I'm sorry. That should come inside the pattern. Yeah, let's go inside pattern and ask what is my name. That's nice. And what should my bot respond? My bot should respond my name. So how I'm going to get that? So it should say your name is, and you could do something like this: get name equals the name, the predicate that I define. So I can get the variable and set the variable. So here I did a get and a set. So what's happening is whenever my pattern is invoked, it sets the name variable into this value. Once it sets that, I can get the value whenever I want, and I get it over here using the help of get. Let's see it. Okay, let's go and train and say my name is Priya. Okay, nice to meet you, Priya. Nice. Now, what is my name? Your name is Priya. That's good. Now my chatbot is able to remember my name and respond it back because it is the name that we stored is something called as a predicate. So it gets invoked with a help of our pattern. Okay. That's good. Now let's see something called as local variable. So we saw what is a property which is set on a global variable, a predicate that is set inside our template, and next one is the local variables. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a code that I set for you guys so that I could explain them more easily. So let me go and grab the local variables. So this is my local variables code. I defined it for you. So this is written by me. And here, what I'm going to do is, so I can see that this is the code. So I could explain step by step. Okay, now I want my chatbot to do a counting, say count from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 or something like that. So count to 5, 6, 10, something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a number. So it's going to go as a set. So count to this till this particular number, and then what it's going to go on is it's taking a think. Now what does a think is? Think is something that it can take whatever code it wants, it runs the code, but it does not displace the output to the user. So whatever is inside the think, that would not be shown as an output to the user, but the code will run. So it sets the number. After that, we come inside and we are setting a variable where this count will have a value of 0. Okay, now what you see here var is called as the local variable because after this category you cannot call this variable again. Okay, think about the example before where I called my age again after this set of category. So the scope is not defined to one category. But if you consider the variable scope, the scope of the variable is only to this category. I cannot call this variable again outside the category because the scope is defined only inside this category. Okay, now the count initially begins with 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a if else and a loop. So we could learn two concepts in one example. That's nice. Okay, now what I've done here is if my count, okay, the count 0, if I'm getting the variable count which gives me the count, if the value is 0, then give me the 0 back because there is nothing to count. Else go inside my next list. Inside this list, in order to loop, my loop will act as a child to this list. If you see this, inside the second list, the loop acts as a child to my second list. So basically, in order to a loop to work, it should have one first list which takes a value, the second list that doesn't define a value but it takes a loop. Now we have defined the loop. Now what we are going to do is we are going to set the count again to the successor value. In order to do a successor, we are using the map successor tag. The map successor helps us to give the succeeding value. So it succeeds from 0 to 1, 1 to 2. So it increments the value. So each time it increment, it is stored inside the count. And so it's stored inside the count and it gets printed with the help of getVarCount. Now the loop goes again and checks again if it's equal to the input of the user and again comes to the next li. So this keeps on repeating until it satisfies the condition where my value of the count and value of the star both are same. That is, value of the count and value of the user input both are same. Until both are same, this loops keeps on looping. So let's go and check it out. So train, so count to 5. Ask. Awesome, it's giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go back again to the hello world. So what we did here is we declared a local variable. This variable keeps on changing its value with the help of map successor until the condition is set. The condition is nothing but the condition is that the variable value count should be equal to the value of the input. So until that is met, the loops keeps on changing. So that's good. So let's see what will happen if we give count to 0. Okay, it didn't do anything. That's because the count is 0. Now if we say count to 1, it's going to give me the 1 back. It's just 1 succeeding. So that's good. Now we have seen the basic variables, that is the basic types, that are the local variables, the predicate and the properties. Okay, now what we could do is we can understand the usage of that. Now what is a that? I could help you with this code. So this is the code I wrote so that it could be easy for us to understand. Okay, let's go into it. Now, what's happening here is, now what's happening here is I'm going to define something called as that. What does this that do? Now, if I ask, if I say I like coffee, I can do is I can give a template called as do you take cream or sugar in your coffee? In this case, what it would happen is that whenever we say that do you take cream or sugar in your coffee, that particular sentence could be remembered by our chatbot. this could be remembered in our chatbot here. So when I come here, if I give a sentence inside my chatbot, it could always remember that particular sentence. So once we remember this sentence, I could give an answer according to that. So ideally, what a chatbot does is chatbot remembers what was his or her previous reply to a particular question or a query from the user. So if the user say I like coffee, I'm gonna ask, do you take cream or sugar? And I put this tag inside this. So whenever the user say yes, remember that what I asked before and then respond I do too. Now if I say a no, it remembers the previous question or the previous response what the bot gave, and it responds accordingly. So let's see. So I may ask train, I like coffee, and here we go. So it asks me, do you take cream or sugar in your coffee? So it's asking me a question. So this bot can remember this question, do you take cream or sugar in your coffee? And if I go and say yes, then it says I do too. So that's nice. I could even ask this question again. So like I like coffee. So, and if I say no, I don't take cream or sugar, really it's giving me an answer for the no. So, what's happening is it always remember the tag that. The that is helping us to remember the previous template given by the bot. Okay, that's nice. Now, let's get back. Okay, now we have done a pretty good job. Now the final one over here is the recursion. The recursion could be used in many ways here. So what is really happening in recursion is that it could help to clean up a sentence. Like the user could give us a wrong sentence, or sometimes it could have a spelling mistake, or it could ask a repeated question. So it helps us to clean up our task. So for example, it could be even synonyms. For example, I could say bye, or I could say in Spanish adidas, or I could say bye bye, or I could say goodbye. I could say any kind of variations. So what it really means is whatever we ask, it's gonna fetch us the same single answer. It's gonna recurse. It's gonna keep repeating its template. So let's see how to do that. So let me go this, and let me take some code of my recursion so that I can explain easily. Okay, and let's do it. Okay, it's a pretty big code, but nothing to worry, it's all easy. Now we can define recursion with the help of SRAIs. Now this helps to do recursion. So what's happening is whenever the user says goodbye or adidas or adios bye or adios bye or bye adios, something like that, I need to say the constant answer see you later, or I need to always say some answer to the same string that comes repeatedly. This is one of the application of recursion that we are covering today. So what I did is I'm saying hi or goodbye. Now in this case it's a goodbye. I come inside and say in the template I'm gonna loop this, which is gonna go as an input to the bot. Now this is going as an input to the bot. Now similarly, even for the adios, I'm going to give this adios. I'm going to give the same bye, which is going to go as the input. Now if I say adios bye, and again I'm going to put this bye inside my SRAI tag, which is going to do the recursion. That is, it go as an input. If you see here, for all of the three above, the by that we defined inside SRAI goes as an input inside my pattern tag. So this goes as an input, and inside my template I say see you later, and whatever name I defined before, I can even get the name. You remember, right? This is our variable that we defined before, which is nothing but our predicate. So we have defined our name earlier itself. Let's go and check this. Yay! It's running. Let's go and train this. So maybe like bye. Okay, ask. So it's saying see you later, Priya. So what if I say goodbye? It's still saying see you later, Priya. Now if I say adios, it's saying see you later, Priya. So now we are getting a constant response for this particular string. Now if you want to keep changing, like as we do before, if you want to keep changing your response so that the user doesn't know it's a default value, you can always use li. If I want, I can show one example. Yeah, let's go and change this. So let's define random. Yeah, inside the random, I'm gonna save this. Okay, yeah, get my name, or else just say bye bye, or say take care. Take care. Okay, so these all are the random inputs that gonna come for the same input by. So I could do by in different forms, but I'm gonna get the same style of output. So that's nice. So let's go and run this. It's working. Let's go and train him and say bye, and let's see what we're going to get this time. It's saying bye bye, so we got a different answer. So still if I'm saying bye, what it's going to give me, it's saying take care, so it's going to give me different answer now. So that's nice. So we learned a good amount of basics in AIML. So initially we started off with the basic structure, then we learned about the wildcard. I'm still telling you there are different types of wildcard. We just covered a little of it. And then we covered the default value, how we give the list, that is the random values. Then we covered about the global variable, that is the property. Then we covered about the predicate. Then we covered about the variable, that is the local variable, the loop, think, the think tag. Then we covered the that tag, how to use the that tag. Then we covered how do we recurse it. So we learned a whole bunch of code, we learned whole bunch of basics of this building a bot. That's awesome. Now let's go and publish it. So how do we publish my minion? So if we go into this minion tab and give publish bot and give it as minion version 1.0, description, my first bot, yay, publish. Now we got it published. Now if you go into the clubhouse, and I could see that I got it as minion, and I could go and talk to him. Anybody could go and talk inside my clubhouse. I could say hi. It says hello dear, and I could say my name is Priya. It's saying nice to meet you, Priya. That's nice. Now I could change my name. Say my name is, say, Alice. Alice. Okay, it's saying nice to meet you, Alice. That's nice. Now say I could say him to count to, say, 5. That's nice. He's counting. Yay. Then what we could say? I could say I like um coffee. Oh, it's yay. It's asking me, do you take cream or sugar? Yes, I do. So it is working. It's wonderful. Our minion is working. So if I say bye bye, minion, so I'm gonna say bye bye. And it's saying, see you later, Alice. Uh-oh, that's so nice. I'm gonna miss you. So if I say a sentence or if I say a pattern, that's not gonna match. If the pattern matching is not gonna happen. Say for example, if I say I miss you, it doesn't know what I'm saying. So it says I don't understand. If I say that again, I miss you, it still says I don't understand. Poor minion, it doesn't understand what we are saying. So I say again a bye bye. So it's gave us a different answer this time, bye bye. So now we have seen a basic structure of how we can define a bot, how to use AIML, and we have all set. So this is our bot. So I got one more bot inside my buy bots. So that's so cool. We created a bot. That's so nice. So I hope you all enjoyed and I hope you all understood how to create a bot. So enjoy, create one for yourself and play around. Bye bye. Thank you for staying with me. Bye bye.